Hey y'all, it's Lindsay. um, Hi, how are you? I'm so glad that you are here today. This is Coffee Chat, our Wednesday coffee chat. It's usually with me and Neely, my friend. Um, but today she had a scheduling conflict. So she left me in charge. And my goodness, I hope that I'm actually able to do this. She has been the one that has managed things when it comes to our live streams, and she does a fantastic job. I am limited on my experience with it, so here we are. I'm so glad that y'all are here. We've got a couple of people here. We've got Chris Bear from Keto Chow, Risa from Risa's Cluttered Kitchen. Rickwin is here. Hello, Hob Horse. Hob Horse, I need to understand what's going on with your handle there. Are you a writer? Hi, Sing It. Um, she wants to know what's in the cup. I currently have black decaf coffee, and then on the side, whenever I finish that, I have got some salty. I have Endless Summer. That's what I've got in my salty cup over here. And okay, yeah, so Sing It. I know you're probably going to have to hop off right quick, but I appreciate you popping in. Do a thumbs up, Lindsay. We're trying the thumbs up. Okay, it's feeling very weird not having my counterpart here to know, like someone to bounce off of. And now I kind of know how she felt whenever I was sick back in January and she had to shoulder the burden of being the sole personality on the live stream. So we're so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. I know Neely, she will be on the replay at some point to see just how poorly I do. So I hope she is blessed by that. Have you been paying attention to your YouTube subscription feeds today? Because there's been a serious development in the world of the keto situations. Have you been paying attention? If not, allow me to spoil and alert you to what's been going on. And that is that Keto Chow has their new limited edition flavor that they just launched today. It launched around 12:17 p.m. It's amazing. Love it. Oh my goodness. So crazy how much this thing tastes just like the milk from cereal. It's weirdly accurate. I don't know how the developers at Keto Chow managed to get their flavors so accurate, but it's all in. It's all in on the fruity cereal flavor. And if you're unfamiliar, I have my own channel. And I don't know if y'all are here over at my channel or if you're on Neely's channel, but the video I just released shows you how to make keto cereal that tastes like these little doodads. No, it doesn't look like these little guys. It does not. But to go from cereal craving to cereal in the bowl and chomping away on it in 20 minutes, I feel like it's an amazing recipe, and it's ridiculously simple. So if you would like to go check out my recipe, you can do that as soon as I'm done here with the live stream. Please don't abandon me yet. Just don't leave me here all by myself just yet. So the new cereal is out. You can use either Neely's link. I'm sorry, I just lost my words. So you can use Neely's link, or you can use my link. Both of those will take you over to the Keto Chow website, and each one of those will save you a 10% discount, or it won't save you it'll save you 10% off of your non-subscription orders. So if you would like to go and check those out, if you do use either one of our links, it supports our channels individually in a very tiny way, but it helps you to receive something that's good for you and tastes amazing, while also allowing us to put out free content here on the internets. So there is that. I'm gonna sort of scan through here. So according to Ron's Keto Cafe, hey, I'm doing fine. I'm doing a-okay. So thank you, Ron. I appreciate that. Okay, so Hobby Horse. You know, you had a small business for many years called Hobby Horse. Oh, that's fun. I only ask about the horse thing because my daughter, she rides, and so that was, that's sort of where my brain immediately goes. Did you know there are actually hobby horse races and shows and things like that? It's the craziest thing to observe. And these girls that do these hobby horse races, they do these jumps like they're hurdles racers, but they're higher than that. And I'm just always flabbergasted at how athletic those girls are. All right. Risa is on her second cup of Nespresso, a few adaptogens and collagen, and some caramel macchiato keto chow. That sounds like a very fancy drink. Very nice. And then Risa says she is not really interested in this current flavor. And not every flavor is for everyone. I have tried my recipe, my cereal recipe using Snickerdoodle, and I've tried it using the original chocolate, all the milk protein line. Um, and the Snickerdoodle is very reminiscent of a Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I need to recreate it again, but try to make it even thinner than my initial trials to see if I can get more of a flat square instead of like a poofed up cube on it. But the chocolate one, I'm telling you, it was like Cocoa Puffs. It was fantastic. Almost every flavor that I've tried, it works out so nicely. And I'm positive that if I were to use the apple pie flavor, it would give me the Apple Jacks sensation for cereal, which that one and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, those two were my absolute favorite cereals as a kid. I always had to have them dry as a child with a glass of milk on the side. But now, as I've aged, I'm willing to drink it, or not drink it. I'm willing to eat it like with milk poured on top. I'm okay. I won't die with milk in my cereal bowl. Um, where is it? There we go. Did I trick my husband with the fruity cereal and make him think he was having real cereal milk? No, unfortunately, Jared, he is always in the thick of almost everything that I do. So he was aware of it whenever I opened the packaging, like he's always in the thick. He's a very difficult person to try to like fool with foodstuffs. He's just always on it. Always on it. Hello, Eclectic Cabin. Glad to see you here. And Lynette, she is here. Hi, Lynette. Um, what else do we have? Lisa, we are so glad that you are here. You've never tried keto chow. I was in that boat one time at one point too. You've heard a lot about it, and you are a new keto eater. That is fantastic. I am so excited for you to be choosing something a little bit different and seeing how that impacts your specific body. That's so awesome. I love that. I know that keto, if you could hold for a second. Keto Chow, hello. Keto Chow does have like a starter pack that you can get. It's the essential start kit. And it's like one of the least expensive ways to dive into Keto Chow, just to taste it and see if it's even worth it to you. And it comes with, I want to say, what is it? Is it 6 flavors, a blender bottle, and I can't remember what else. This one is unopened at the moment. Oh no, I can unzipper it. This one comes with the blender bottle. It comes with like a little bit of like an instruction situation to give you some thoughts and some ideas on how to actually mix up your keto chow. Chris over at the Keto Chow channel, he actually has like some videos showing you how to do that. And then what all do we have in here? We've got a caramel macchiato, lemon meringue. That one is super tasty. There are a few more in here. A snickerdoodle, man down, salted caramel, some vanilla, which I'm sure that once they have sold out of all of their essential kits, they'll probably restock it with the vanilla cream if I had to guess. And then chocolate. This one is what makes the cereal that I just, posted a video about taste like Cocoa Puffs. Wild stuff. But like that's the easiest, fastest way to get into keto chow if you are interested. It's also kind of like a no, like it's limited risk. So if you don't care for it, that's totally fine. Totally fine. My cereal recipe that I did, you could do it with any milk-based protein powder of your choosing. So if you already have like a chocolate protein powder that you really love, give it a shot with that. Or if you've got a strawberry flavor, that would be fantastic. So um, it's a really, really neat product. It's actually different from other protein powders though, because it gives you a third of your daily vitamins and minerals, which is something that's very unique to the market. So there's all that. And I am all done pushing the keto. All right, what do we got here? Chris Bear says, wait, hobby horse races like muggles playing Quidditch? That is exactly the right way to associate those things. Oh, oh my word, that was phenomenal. I love it. Yes, I'm not going to see anything different no matter how anybody tries to convince me. Um, okay. So a hob horse, you're truly horse crazy. That's fantastic. You grew up with horses and riding and showing 40 to 50 years ago. Listen, if you find what works for your body, I know you'll be able to get healthy enough to ride again. My daughter, she's obsessed with it, and I have no doubt that for the long haul, she will be a rider and lover of horses. She begs us for a horse all the time, and we live in an area where we cannot have a horse. We cannot, so that's why we pay for the writing. All right. Oh, Risa, this is a fantastic compliment. Oh, I missed Rickwin's statement. I totally agree with Rickwin. Neely is a food scientist, but Neely and Lindsay together come up with amazing keto recipes. Fantastic, yes. I tend to be more of a reverse engineer than a food scientist, so you definitely hit the nail on the head with that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Rickwin said, welcome to keto. We're all so glad you're here. Neely or Lindsay and Neely are great to watch and get ideas for meals. Absolutely. Well, and I tell you what, when I first started my channel, I was pregnant with my youngest. I was fully enveloped in the homeschooling and food type of content. And for me, I just got more excited about sharing the food content than the homeschooling type thing. And there seems to be a lot more, I just had a lot more fire lit up underneath me about food. And I always wanted to see what other people were doing. Because to be honest with you, like I'm not educating my children in books all day every day, but I am feeding them all day every day. You know, we have a set period of time for lesson work, and then the grazing, I mean, it just happens, right? They are always hungry. So I was much more interested and excited by food content, and just like trying to find things or forcing myself to become more creative because I want to share that with other people and offer other people some form of like an option or inspiration. So that is kind of why I sort of went down the trajectory of food rather than anything else. And I love food. Food is fantastic. Hello, infinitely blessed. I'm super glad that you are here. Well, Chris, was Murph Jar like a cat hearing a can opener every time you opened a packet of fruity cereal? No, he wasn't. But he definitely he's hyper aware of whatever is happening in this house. So if he was unaware, I would have been absolutely flabbergasted. um How is it going, Beth? You are very interested in keto chow. You've been keto since September. That is amazing. And the thing of it is in a lifestyle that is keto friendly, you don't need anything special. I I love cabbage, I love eggs, and I also love beef. So if it were to come down to it where I really needed to just simplify overall, those would probably be the 3 things that I would eat time and time again. I guess I would have a list of 5 things, really. Let's just be honest. I would have coffee, I would have cabbage, eggs, beef, and either butter or bacon, probably butter, because I actually can consume just like pats of butter with delight. So if it was me, those things would be on my super budget list of foods to eat. The nice thing about keto chow is that it can just be done so easily, and it just takes away a lot of the guesswork whenever you have to be on the go a lot. And it's like kind of tasty, and it has a lot of different applications and recipes, and it's I'm going on and on and on and on. But Beth, let's celebrate this. You have lost 31 pounds and feel great. That is awesome. And I'm going to give you confetti on that. High five to you. Wow. Oh, just Jason Keto and More is here. How's it going, Jason? And then I see Dustin is here from Keto Simple. Gentlemen, I'm so glad you are here. Um, Lisa, I'm just if you want to try it, I'm super encouraging. It tastes really, really good. I would strongly recommend following Chris Bear's recommendations to mix it up and then let it hang out in the fridge for a half hour plus. Miriam has said on their live streams multiple times that she finds the flavor to just like be the absolute best after a couple of days in the fridge. And I gotta say, like, for sure, the longer it sits, just like the better it tastes. And be forewarned, they do have a third of your daily vitamins and minerals, which means that it will have a bit of a salty taste to it. You need that salt. And I don't know about you, but I actually crave salt. So I find that to be a huge win. All right. Okay. We got a funny man in the comments, everybody. Chris Bear, reverse engineer. Is that someone who drives trains backwards? Actually, no. Oh, it's a good time there. Good time. Oh, Miriam is here. I'm so happy y'all are here. Y'all are off having your vacation time, and yet y'all are showing up here. And just for little old me, I am blessed. And I just want to continue to celebrate this. Congrats on your weight loss, Beth. Even more important is the health benefits that keto brings, and Rickwin is absolutely accurate. The biggest thing I have personally noticed in my health and wellness, it's not just the weight loss piece of it, it's the lack of inflammation. That has been a huge deal. So I strongly, strongly encourage it. All right, and we have gotten almost to the end. I love that everybody is here and chatting with one another. Chris can't help but notice Lindsay's reaction to Chris versus Miriam. I can't say I blames her though. Well, I mean, Miriam is the better half. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Okay. So a few weeks ago, I'm missing my notes here. A few weeks ago, there was a Joe Rogan Experience video that was released on the Joe Rogan Experience, the JRE channel. I do not watch Joe Rogan on the regular. I don't. But YouTube saw or said that this particular video was specifically designed for me to watch. You know, YouTube does that thing where they sort of get a sense of who you are based on what you choose to watch. And so it served me this video, and I would be shocked if it didn't also serve this video up to y'all. And the funny thing is that Neely got served the video the same time I got served the video. And so we got to talking about it, and I said, listen, I think we kind of need to discuss this at some point, because there was something that was stated in this video that just like, oh, it hit me right in the sternum. And I was like, yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to try something that I have never tried before.
I thought you could 6 days a week and just have one day
Okay,
to
pause. Okay, so what this is a video with Kevin James, the actor, comedian. He's hilarious, right? So this video is him and Joe Rogan discussing his experience with feeling like never really getting a good handle on his weight. Like he can drop weight really fast, but then he gains it back, or you know, he just has a lot of discussion about this. And this video was about 12 minutes long. I've only got about a minute and a half of it that I want to show y'all, and I kind of chopped it up a little bit, and then I thought we might be able to talk about it, because there was a piece of this that just really, it struck me right in the sternum. Okay, we'll try again.
what you want, and just do it that way. And I had Dolce come in and be in it with me and work me out and do it. And he kept going, you're not going to be able to do this. And I go, why? Because your one day is going to destroy everything. And he said, and I remember this, he goes, you can't outwork a bad diet. And he was right.
Okay. The context here is that he was following a strict regimented diet for 6 days out of the week. And then he would have a cheat day 1 day per week. And he's talking about how much he would just demolish food. He would just crush food on that one cheat day per week. And his friend Dolce is talking about how that's not the right path for him specifically. Okay. Maybe I need more context in that, but that's kind of where I'm at on the context at the moment. We'll keep her going.
I would crush it so hard. Like, people don't know what I can eat.
The food thing is, you can't outrun a bad diet. You
can't.
You can't. It's the best phrase. It's real. That's where it all comes from. It all comes from food, and we're all addicted to food. And it's the craziest thing if you're addicted to food, because you have to eat it. You need someone around you who's also doing it.
Well, that's it. It's community. I don't have that. Just recently, I started stop comparing myself to other people and trying to just say, get better than yourself. Yes, literally that concept for me works. It's like when I'm in there, because he'll give me workouts, Dolce, to do too, and I don't do them. I can't do the reps, 4 sets of 16. I get so bored by myself. Like, I start doing my own stuff. I'll do eclectic stuff, great stuff on a treadmill, all movement stuff. Like, I love it, just throwing punches, doing things. But I walk around, and then there's no way to measure it though, because the next day I'm not doing that. So it's like I'm the guy who walks up to the bag, hits the bag a couple times, and then walks. Oh, look at this thing! I have every piece of equipment in my gym. I do. If you saw my gym, you go, the Rock live here? It's like literally, it's like they see me and they're like, what are you doing? It's like I buy everything because I buy into it. I'm like, because it's a little piece of hope.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's it right there.
The treadmill's a little piece of
It's a hope, a new thing. Like, I got the Jacob's ladder. I go, oh, it's great. It's jujitsu. You're grabbing the ring. This is great.
It's functional.
Yeah, it's collecting dust is what it's doing. It really, because I don't.
Okay. That part right there, when he said that he buys into it because it's a little piece of hope. That line in this 12-minute video was the one that I was like, stop the presses. That feels so real to me. And when he was talking about going around from one thing to another thing, like, oh, punching bag, just punch it a couple times and then move on to the next thing. That right there impacted me so hard, because that is exactly how I do a lot of things. Like, I get excited about one thing because it's new, and I'm buying into the hope that this thing will give me whatever it is that I'm looking for. But the reality is that a tool is only useful if you implement it the way it's designed to be implemented. So if he talked about the Jacob's ladder collecting dust. So a Jacob's ladder has 2 functions. It can do functional workout stimuli for you if you do that. And it's also a clothes hanger. So it's one of those things where you can use the tool for what it's not intended, and that hope dies. But he bought it because there was that little piece of hope. And I'm like, I feel that so deeply. All of the different exercise workout things that I've tried, we've had memberships to our local YMCA, and I did a lot of things with that. And it was hopeful whenever I was first getting into it. And then it became sort of monotonous and slow and just exhausting. And so we stopped doing that because it was no longer a hope thing for me. Also, it was double the distance whenever we moved into this house. But the buying of the piece of hope, I've got exercise bands. Now, those I do actually use, and I bought them because I had hope. I had hope that those things would give me the tone, the definition that I wanted without bulking me. And then I found that rebounding is really the thing for me. He talked about like going on the treadmill for a few minutes or going over to the punching bag for a few minutes or whatever. But he also said that he needed community. And that right there is like the piece of the puzzle where I never really felt like I needed a community to do things around me. I've got a very rebellious kind of attitude about life. And if somebody tells me that I can't do something, that's exactly what I will do. And I will do it to the goodest I can possibly do it. I will make sure that it is like successful whenever I see opposition. But then you can only sit there and oppose a force for so long before you get weary. And I think that's where the community piece falls into that spot of a good landing place for us. And I think that being able to have these coffee chats for me and Neely, to be able to connect with y'all, those who are part of our community, it helps us to have that landing spot where it's like, okay, we're not just doing this because someone's against us. We're doing this because people are in the same boat. They're in the same team. We are all together trying to improve things. And even if it doesn't look the same across the whole swath of people, there's still a similar like-mindedness of I want to be healthy, regardless of why. I want that. And for me, that right there, I was like, oh, I don't know what to do with that. I mean, we do this. That's what we do. But man, oh man, buying that little piece of hope. And it's so difficult to stop and say, if I'm interested in a piece of equipment or I'm interested in a variation on what I've been doing food wise, is it because I've bought into the little piece of hope that that change might get me? You know, there's a broad spectrum of healthy ways of eating. You know, we've got, you know, from the spectrum of low carb all the way down to no carb. And then you can do that in a variety of different ways where it's like, okay, well, you can just be like under X number of net carbs. You can just like be in keto macros, and keto macros are different from ketovore macros, which are different from carnivore macros, which are different from lion diet macros. And I don't think that it's like a spectrum of like color, you know, like the Roy G. Biv thing where it like kind of all goes across and one kind of bleeds into the other. I see it more of like a color wheel where it's like, okay, if I am keto, that means that it's about the macros rather than it being about the actual food types. Whereas if I'm carnivore, I can be heavy protein, moderate on my fat, and wicked low on my carbs, or I could be heavy on the fat, moderate on the protein, and light on the carbs. It's just a matter of I'm not using any kind of like avocado oil. I'm not using any plant-based fats. I'm not using any plant-based foods to achieve those macros. So it's like more of a spectrum to me. But each time we shift our diets a little bit or find a different supplement, you know, iodine was all the rage. And then you've got like all of our electrolytes. Now, electrolytes are not a rage. Those are not a fad. Electrolytes, you need them. In fact, I'm going to take a sip real quick. Those are not a fad. But, you know, all of these different minerals and vitamins and various micronutrients that sort of like ebb and flow through the popular rotation of the diet culture, whether it's, you know, like berberine. Do y'all remember this? It kind of came out and was like, oh, berberine, it's miracle worker and blah blah blah. It's nature's Ozempic, which cool. But also like people get onto these trains. Like I was super excited about iodine. I learned so much about like iodine. And I think I do need a certain volume of iodine every day. Other people might not, but iodine is not the one micronutrient that is going to solve everything. But I got real hopeful about it. I got super hopeful about it. I'm not going to give it up, but it's not the thing. And yet I bought this concept of like I'm going to be excited about it because it is a necessary micronutrient, but also it's just one piece of the multi-million piece puzzle to consider. And yeah, I don't want to hyperfixate on all of these like single pieces when it is, you know, it's really like all of it working together. So I I want to just say, like, I felt strongly impacted by that statement that whenever you buy these things or you get into these things or you get hyper fixated on these things, you're just getting fixated on a little piece of hope. And it's not that thing that's going to resolve whatever issues you're dealing with. It might be a piece of it, but it's not the end all be all to solve whatever you're trying to face. So, okay. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That was poorly managed. Um, Rick Wynn, you like his comment that he does better when he is just trying to be better than himself, not trying to match what the community was doing. That is huge. When we can decide that I am competing against me and not against someone else or something else, oh, that that mindset shift just really is amazing. I've not achieved that every time. I can guarantee you that right now. And it's one of those situations where it's like, what is ideal is, like my brain knows the ideal situations. My hands and feet don't walk those out all the time. And then Rick Wynn added, you're not going to be out running 5 miles a day, but you can get yourself to do your exercising if you can add things that are better than what I did yesterday. Absolutely. And I think I love rebounding for this very reason. I have not been hyper vigilant with doing it every single day for, the 15 to 30 minutes, but it's one of those things when I choose to do it, like it's about every other day right now. I am better than what I was the day before. Like and not just because like, oh, I get to check that off on my little checklist of activities and tasks that I have accomplished. It's that I actually feel better. I am better than I was yesterday. Attitude, mood, energy levels, all of those things. Oh man, Risa, that right there, ma'am, that is it for me. Concentrating on exercise for more than 10 minutes a day without getting bored is a challenge I feel in my soul. In my soul. And I think that's why I like the rebounding, because I can pop on a YouTube video, and if I've got it going the right speed, I have to have things at 1.5 to 2x on the speed. If I'm able to keep the speed up, that keeps my brain hyper engaged in that video so that I don't wind up getting bored with the fact that I am literally bouncing up and down, but I'm not actually going anywhere. Beth, you crave your electrolyte water every day. That is fantastic. I like it whenever we actually do crave things that are better for us or that are good for us or that benefit us in some way, because then it's like, okay, that constant reaffirmation of, I'm making the choices that my body will honor. I like that very much. And then Rick Wynn, every other day is good on the rebounding. Need to recover, then you can hit it harder. That's very true. Although if I hit that rebounder a little bit too hard, I could definitely hit the floor because too much downward force, that negative 9.8 meters per second squared, can get a little aggressive sometimes. But so yeah, that was what I really had to share. Whenever this live stream is over, I'll try to go back and snag a link to that Joe Rogan Experience clip. It was less than 12 minutes long. And Joe Rogan discussed like the carnivore diet being great for him, and that it worked for him because of appetite regulation and satiety was high when you're eating just meat. And then he also talks about how like any of the diets that we choose can work, but really it's all in our heads. It's all in our heads. So yeah, that was really the vast majority of everything that I wanted to share with you today. Don't forget that Keto Chow, new limited edition flavor. If you want your childhood memories to be unlocked on a keto-friendly way of life, this will get you there. But also, if this is not the one for you, do not feel like you must. Do not feel like it's a requirement for you to do a keto diet. This just makes it a lot more sustainable and fun. What else? I don't know. I'm gonna pop off of here because without my counterpart, it's so hard to stay focused. Yay, all of the things. So next week, my hope is that Neely, her schedule will be cleared up again to where she'll be here on Wednesday, same time, same place, 10 a.m. Pacific time. That is 1 p.m. Eastern time, Wednesdays, mid-afternoons. hang out with us. Make sure that you are subscribed to both of our channels. You know, all of the bells and whistles that they can tell you that you can be notified by. Please let us irritate you, please. There's no greater joy in life than being able to irritate you. I'm just teasing. Oh, my stars. Oh, my stars. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye. Drink your electrolytes, and we'll see you next week.